Hey there, viewer. Ron speaking, and since I'm done making DVD videos, I thought why not go on to something else that I've been collecting. Video games. Yeah, collecting DVDs stopped me from getting married. This has stopped me from ever meeting a girl, ever. So, ever since I bought that PS2 and I made a video on that a while back, I've generally been wanting to get into collecting a few video games. I say a few, but when I say that, I mean, just the stuff that I actively want to play, not anything that I think is valuable necessarily. Because I don't want every single video game ever made. I don't think anyone was ever meant to own every single video game ever made. And yeah, I like video games. What can I say? This is definitely a couple $1,000s worth by now. But it's a good thing that PS2 games are fairly cheap. So I got a lot of those. As you can see, it's probably the biggest thing I have here. And the newest edition, I got a Wii, purely for the reason of me wanting to get a GameCube, and those are super expensive, and their games are even more so. And I got this Wii for $60. You can find them on eBay pretty easily. They're practically giving them away because every grandma has them just rotting in a drawer somewhere. So yeah, same format as the usual DVD videos. I'm gonna go through each category here and explain why I got what I got and how it all happened. Starting things off is the earliest console I have in this collection, and by that I mean the earliest one that I got. The Nintendo Switch, infamous for never pricing down their games. Ever. So, yeah, I got this for Christmas of 2017, and basically held on to it ever since. So a lot of this stuff is stuff I had before I decided I wanted to collect stuff. A lot of these games here, like Mario Kart, is the first game I got for it, because it's the first game I got for when I had a Wii U. My brother broke that, so we had to throw it away, and now I'm kicking myself not trading it in instead, but whatever. And Odyssey, got that, then this I found out at Walmart for $20, and I really did like the first Mario & Rabbids, so that's why I have that. This has an interesting story. I really wanted the first Mario Maker for my birthday. It was releasing 5 days before it in 2015, but I never got it. So I got this for my birthday in 2019. When I was 14, I think. I was 14, I was turning 15 that day. So yeah, a little old to be asking for a Mario game for some people, but who cares, it's fun. None of my courses got all that popular, but it doesn't matter, I just had fun with that. This was my first real Mario game, Mario 3D World, so I had to pick this up, and Bowser's Fury just an added bonus. The latest thing I got, Mario & Luigi Brothership. I never got too familiar with the Mario & Luigi series, and this is I haven't gone that far in it, but I'm enjoying it so far. The button changes are a little odd even for someone who hasn't played that many of them, but I'm enjoying it. I'll definitely get around to this one. Same story with this, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. Paper Mario fans are the most annoying people you're ever going to meet. I'm just going to say it. Half the time they're only fans of this game, and they hate everything else in the series, including the first one. So it's just, why are you calling yourself a Paper Mario fan? Just say you like the Thousand Year Door. And again, I'm enjoying it, but haven't gone far in it. To quote Scott Lawans, I'm not an RPG guy, and now I'm going to have a ton of people banging on my door, so that'll be fun. This is probably the rarest game I own. I say rare, it's really not. You can find it on eBay for about $70, so not the rarest thing, but still quite expensive. And yeah, I was tricked into the whole limited release thing, so I bought this pretty soon. It again released pretty close to my birthday in 2020. It's weird how that keeps happening, but yeah, this was... Out of all these three games, I did not like Mario 64 as much as I thought I would, and it's mainly the camera. I'm not used to the way the camera works, so I keep killing myself accidentally, and I'm like 90% sure it's a me issue. And Super Mario Sunshine has become one of my favorite games of all time, even though this is one of the more divisive entries. I don't know, this one just clicked with me. And Mario Galaxy is pretty good. I'm enjoying that one a lot. And then Donkey Kong Breath of the Wild, the only Zelda game I've gotten seriously into so far. I haven't gotten Tears of the Kingdom yet. I'll get to that when I finish this, but I've only defeated one of the Defined Beasts so far. And I've had this since like 2019, so it's gonna be a while now. Nier, Pikmin 1 and 2. I was not expecting to enjoy this game as much as I did. I tried it out just because watching Shay Frillis' videos on it, and also I really enjoyed the Pikmin game in Nintendo Land, so I thought, hey, I'll try it. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I was afraid I wasn't gonna make it actually, because I was pretty far behind, but I eventually figured things out and managed to beat the game with a day to spare. And the second game, I wasn't the biggest fan, honestly. I enjoyed it for the most part, but yeah, I have to agree with April. The dungeon system got a bit annoying and tedious. I'll get to the third and fourth games eventually. Splatoon 3, I bought this for my brother. My brother's birthday, he was a big Splatoon fan, but then he became a massive soccer nut like right after, and so this barely got any playtime from him, so it's my game now. And yeah, enjoying that a lot. Metroid Prime, the first Metroid game. As you can see, a lot of new games I'm trying here, because throughout most of my life I was sticking with Mario and Kirby, so I wanted to branch out a bit, and I tried the Super Metroid. I'm just not the biggest fan of Metroidvanias. And on that note, it's a little weird we call them Metroidvanias. Like, why is the genre just the two names of two games stitched together? We don't call platformers Marionics or shooter games Call of Halos or something, so why do we do that? But I guess non-linear 2D platformer doesn't roll off the tongue very well. But yeah, I'm enjoying this version of the game. I've only... Again, not one I've gone far in, but I'm getting there. I only got this because it was cheap, and these retro games is a safe option. I've only beaten both the Aladdin games so far, but I'll get to the other ones. Hit Mickey, another one I haven't gone far. Hollow Knight. Again, me wanting to branch out with this type thing, and this came with a bunch of little trinkets, I guess. I haven't gone to that many indie games aside from Cuphead, but I'm willing to give this one a shot. Again, haven't gone very far, but I'll get to it. Oddworld, another series I wasn't expecting to enjoy as much as I did. I got Munch's Odyssey on the Xbox store and really enjoyed it, so I got this collection. And yes, it already comes with this that I already have, and I've gone too far into just delete. Because normally when I get multi-platform games, I only get one version for whatever console I want it for. I don't get every single version available. Yeah, I got the first game, or the remake of the first game, and this new game. I know not new, it was released and Microsoft screwed it over, but yeah. I was not expecting to enjoy this as much as I did. But yeah. Sonic X Shadow, I've been trying to get into the Sonic series more. I enjoy the first two games, mainly the second one. And this game's pretty fun. I've only gone far in the Sonic Generations portion. I haven't gone to the Shadow Generations yet. But I'll definitely get to it. Here, it's the best Sonic thing that's happened in a long time, so. Namco, I create, again, just a simple arcade collection, a safe bet. Smash Bros. Is my favorite game of all time, and you can tell how much I've been pumping this one in and out, because the spine here is a lot more worn out, compared to the colors are fading, and the case is even kind of falling apart here. But it's still my favorite game. All those people saying Smash Bros. Isn't fun anymore. Maybe it shouldn't be the only thing you ever play. Just saying. And Kirby. I don't know, I like Kirby, so that's why I got this. So yeah, this is probably the console I play the most. I'm always going to be a Nintendo fan, that's just my thing. But I admit it is lacking in both solid prices and third-party games. But yeah, I'm still enjoying it. Alright, moving on. Next up is the console for racist children everywhere, the Xbox. And some of you might be wondering, why do I even have this, considering the state that Xbox is in right now? This is just a Christmas present from someone at my church. I don't quite remember who, but they gave us a whole Xbox with Lego Marvel collection, and it's more of a case of I have it, I should use it, so it's why I keep getting games for it, even though Xbox is in the best shape right now. So yeah, again, this is something that came with. Lego games are always a safe bet, and honestly, if you're a kid who has really strict parents who won't let you play Call of Duty, if you have an Xbox, the Lego games are pretty much all you can play. at least for a while there. And I remember I specifically bought Crash Bandicoot because I needed an excuse to use the Xbox. I wasn't using it at all. I still have this pre-owned sticker on it. And, yeah, I really like this game. I've beaten all 3 games on it, and it was a lot harder for me than I thought it would be. I know for seasoned players it's probably nothing, but for me who wasn't used to most other platformers besides Mario and Kirby, this was tough to get through. And then we buy Crash Team Racing, which I also enjoyed, and Crash Bandicoot 4 that I did like, but I will not be 100%ing it. You can't make me. Battle for Bikini Bottom. I remember my mom finally let me watch SpongeBob at age 14. Don't ask. I can get into that another day. And that's when I was able to get this game. I had it on the Switch originally, but I got it digitally, and it was eating up a lot of space, so I deleted it and got it here. So I've technically beaten this game twice over, and I never usually do that with games. So yeah. This combo pack, I only got it for Rare Replay, and yeah, I haven't even popped in Gears of War here. This is Rare Replay. I don't like how they stack the discs on top of each other, but what can you do? And Gears of War, this has not entered the Xbox at all yet, and I've had this for a solid 3 years now, so I don't know if I'll ever pop it in. It's just sitting there collecting dust while I play the funny haha Conquer game. The Xbox is another console I got before I really wanted to collect, so a lot of this stuff is stuff I already had for a while. These two are new. I haven't played a lot of these yet. I know that the Doom series is popular, and I wanted to get into shooter games, or at least try to. These are a little much for me though, so I didn't know what a good entry-level shooter was. But then I got BioShock, and I'm loving this game. The first one anyway. I'm about halfway through the first one. I haven't gotten the others yet. I probably won't bother with BioShock 2 for a while, but I seriously love this game. The way it tells its story and how it doesn't over-explain everything. It takes a really long time or anything. All the lore is just optional, and if you didn't read any of that, you'd still understand what's going on, and you can put the pieces together yourself. And I love that way more than most RPGs that just have a wall of exposition for you, and I'm sorry, I don't have the patience for that. This is a video game. I want to play. I don't want to... If I wanted to hear people talk at me for a while, I'd just watch a movie. So, yeah, I wasn't... Again, another game I wasn't expecting to enjoy as much, but... Yeah, I seriously love this game. Assassin's Creed... I found this at a thrift store, actually. Somebody must have dumped a bunch of Xbox games that weren't sports games. Pretty much all you can find at thrift stores are sports games and random Wii games you don't want. I know the Assassin's Creed series is divisive for most people, but I looked it up and generally people say this is the last truly good one, at least from the original saga. I don't know. I don't follow this game. And I enjoy it fine enough. Again, not very far in it, but for a first Assassin's Creed, it's alright. These two Tomb Raider games, I want to play the originals, but I don't have the remastered collection of those yet. So these, I've only so far played this. I know there's a second one in this saga, and I'm enjoying it. It's just Uncharted to me, and I know this series came out first, but this new reboot kind of feels like it's falling in the Uncharted style gameplay. And yeah, it's a good game. Not really far in it. You can tell, like, I pop these in. Generally what I do is when I buy a new game, I pop it in for a bit and play it, and then I get distracted by games I already have. Like, I buy Doom Eternal, I tried getting through it, and then I give up and just play Smash Bros. For the millionth time. I'm trying to get out of that habit, but it's a little hard. Yeah, and Halo. The Xbox game. As in, the one thing people care about when it comes to Xbox. This is the Master Chief Collection that has basically all the games people care about. I don't know what the consensus is for this reboot, but remastering, but I think it works well. I've gone decent ways into the first game so far. I only ever played shooter games like this at friends' houses, so this is all new to me. But I'm enjoying it, fine enough. So yeah, that's my Xbox. This is the console I have the least stuff for, at least physically. Digitally, I've got a ton of stuff on that thing. I don't feel like plugging it in and showing you right now, though, so just take my word for it. Yeah, on to the next one. Next up, we got the PS4, aka the only console that really succeeded in the 2013 generation. I don't remember what's the 8th and 9th generation and all that, but yeah. Or I got similar story with the Xbox. This was a Christmas present from 2022. Basically, one of our friends, again at church, got a PS5 and they didn't need this anymore, so they dumped it on us. And you can see I got a lot more stuff for this one because there's a lot more exclusives. I don't know, Xbox just has a problem with exclusives. Yeah, they gave us, again with LEGO games, if you had strict parents, you couldn't get much aside from these. And these games are good, but I feel like if you've played one, you've played them all. All the movie license ones generally feel the same to me, but this is more like LEGO meets Minecraft. I had this on the Switch for a bit, but again, digitally, so it ate up a lot of space, so I had to delete it. So luckily we got this with the PS4. This is one I had on the Wii U as my first LEGO game, and I just wanted to play it again for old time's sake, since this game is now 10 years old. And yeah, it's pretty fun, just standard LEGO fare, but again, I don't think the games are bad, it's just they all feel the same to me. Similar with Crash Bandicoot, Spyro was one I got. I am really struggling with holding these things. And I've only beaten the first game so far, I'm on the second one. I haven't gone to the third one. But yeah, these are pretty good. It's just a shame that Activision doesn't treat these series with any respect now. You know what I'm talking about. Speaking of Activision, this is the only Call of Duty we have. I know Call of Duty is the shooter franchise, and I know some love it, some hate it. I've only ever played these types of games at friends' houses, again. And this is one my brother got. He had a big World War II phase for a while. So, yeah. From what I hear, this version was good, but, I don't know. I haven't played this one. Again, this is a game more so my brother played. He's, my younger brother, I should probably clarify. Uncharted. This is one I got specifically because I wanted to play Uncharted after I was watching a lot of videos of PS All-Stars. Yeah, I didn't think you remember that game either. But, yeah, it introduced me to a lot of PlayStation exclusives, and Uncharted was one I was interested in. Again, I've only beaten the first game, I'm on the second one. But, yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I know the first game is kind of a lot of growing pains with people, since how the next two games just improved a lot on it, and the first one is a bit dated by comparison, but I still enjoyed it. And this fourth game I picked up for the future, I haven't gotten to that one yet. Sonic, again, trying more with getting into Sonic games. I like Sonic Mania so far. I haven't tried Sonic Frontiers yet, I just got it because it was cheap. And I'm sure I'm gonna make Sonic fans mad no matter what opinion I give, so I'm just gonna say it. I prefer the classic formula more than the current formula. Make of that information what you will. Grand Theft Auto 5, another game that my brother plays more than I do, and if you're mad about a teenager playing Grand Theft Auto, you're really bringing this up again. Most people who play Grand Theft Auto are teenagers or kids. Just get over it already. He was only playing it to mess around, but then he wanted a minigun and so got through the entire story. I have yet to play this. God of War. I haven't played most God of Wars. I like this game fine enough, but I don't know, I'm probably have to play the PS2 games first. I'll get to the PS2 in a bit. Pac-Man World Repack is... I don't know, man. Red Dead Redemption, another one I haven't popped in, but I hear is good, so I definitely want to play it more. Well, I definitely want to play it in general. I don't have the second one yet. But yeah, we'll get around to that one. Last of Us. This is kind of awkward right now considering the state the franchise is in, but this is one of the PlayStation greats, so I had to pick it up, and I like it. But again, I'm probably only going to play the first game if the second one really is that bad, regardless of the anti-woke crowd or whatever. Yeah, good. Medieval. Yeah, I don't have much to say on this. I got this a while ago and I haven't played it since, but yeah, it's a solid game. I mainly got it because I like how cartoony, Halloween-y stuff in it. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. Yeah, I surprisingly enjoyed this one a lot. Again, another one I didn't get awful far in, but I don't know, it's just... I thought it was going to be a lot more complicated than it really was. And it is really satisfying to fly around and do tricks and such, even if you keep breaking your legs, which I just find funny more than anything. Yeah, Nick All-Star Brawl 2. Remember when people were saying this series is going to be a Smash killer? People should stop saying that. I had the first game on Xbox, but I got bored of it after a while. But this game, I'm keeping. And it's fun. I like Smash Bros. I like classic Nickelodeon, so I'm obviously going to like it to a degree. But I think people just... their expectations were way too high for something like this. It is a licensed game at the end of the day. So it's going to be a few notches below most games. Regardless of how good a licensed game is, it's usually a B-grade version of another game that exists. But for what it is, it's pretty good. Okay. Similar to how I'm not an RPG guy, I'm not really an anime guy. So why do I have this? Because I want to try something new, I guess. That's all. That's the only reason I got this game, is because I want to try something new. I've been sticking with the same types of games for way too long, so I want to branch out more. And it's not like I dislike these genres on principle or anything. It's just a lot of them don't appeal to me. And I know this one has a lot to it, and it's probably not a great introduction to any of this. But it's a good game for when I'm playing. I'm sure if I got it later on, another one I haven't gone far in. I can say that about a lot of these, to be honest. But I don't know, I'll let you know what I think when I get further into it. But it's good. I got introduced to this through Smash Bros, like most people probably. Yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Resident Evil, the remake. I had the original on the Xbox One, but I don't know, it just wasn't working for me. So I got this remaster, haven't popped it in because we've been having trouble with our PS4 controllers. They were drifting, which I didn't know they did. I thought that was just a Switch thing. But no, they were drifting pretty badly. We got those fixed, so I'll pop it in eventually. And the Spider-Man games. I don't know, after Spider-Verse came out, I kinda like Spider-Man now. And this game's pretty good, got decent ways into it. This one I haven't popped in yet, and I know the PS5 version is probably better, but I don't have a PS5 right now, you can't make me. So yeah, I definitely have more for this stuff. But the next console we're looking at is the one I definitely have the most stuff for. Here we have by far the biggest part of my collection, the PS2. Yeah, this is more games I have now than I probably had in my entire lifetime up to this point, but what can I say, the PS2, it's the highest selling console for a reason, and there's some PS1 games there as well. I'll get to those in a bit. Yeah, some of these I already went over. These first couple games here I already went over when I first got my PS2, so I won't really dwell on those. Except this one, Monster Jam Maximum Destruction. I don't know, something about this one. As a kid, when I'd see videos of all the Monster Jam games, because I was a big Monster Jam nut, this one always stuck out to me as the weird one. It's Gravedigger with a gun. And I know the game isn't that great, but I had to finally own it. I had to finally have it. And we got some more the licensed games here. The licensed games for this generation were actually pretty good. And the TAC series. Yeah. I'm enjoying those games, even, again, they're not that great, but they're still fun. Pac-Man World 2, Killzone. This is an interesting one, Crash Twinsanity. Because this is in I got this off eBay and it's in a Blockbuster case. Or some sort of rental. Yeah, Blockbuster. And I know this is a divisive game for Crash fans, some love it, some hate it. I'd say it's my favorite game in the series, actually. Honestly. It's the one I have the most fun with. And people have a problem with the goofier tone this game took, but I think it works for this series because it's always supposed to be like a Saturday morning cartoon, so I think it worked. Spyro, Sonic, this is the first Sonic collection I had. I know there's plenty of ways to play it on modern systems. This is early in my PS2 ownership and I needed something to do with it, so yeah, this is how I first beat Sonic 1 and 2. Mega Man collection there, Jak and Daxter. Out of all the games I played, this is the closest one I got to 100%ing. I'm not sure if I'll go back and get everything else. I probably will at some point, but I've never 100%ed a game before. But just playing this normally, I got up to 94%, so who knows, we'll see. And yeah, you can tell I got this off eBay, because this guy reprinted the box art for it. It doesn't look great, but it's not really worth fretting over, I think. There, Metal Gear Solid. You might be wondering about this one. So, when I got Ratchet & Clank, I made that YouTube short where it just came in a regular DVD case with no cover. So I went to the library and tried printing out my own cover just so I can distinguish it from the shelf. And it came out way too big, and I kind of crunched it, so yeah, not my best work. I should probably just buy a replacement case off eBay, but those are way too expensive for what's essentially a plastic case and nothing more. That said, this is my favorite game on the PS2. This is all these Ratchet, all of it, my favorite games on PS2. I know, it's probably the basic choice for a lot of people, but it's everything I like in a video game. It's hilarious, it's violent, it's fun. What more could you want? Sly Cooper is another one I actually beat. It's a pretty short game to be fair, but it's another one I really like. I love the art style in this game. Both the 2D art and the 3D visuals. They hold up a lot better than most games that try to be realistic. I haven't gotten to the third one yet. This similar case with the Ratchet & Clank one. This one didn't have a cover with it, so I tried printing my own and it didn't work so well. And yeah, I'm really liking the Rayman games, so that's why I picked this one up. Rayman Arena, and then Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. I know there's other ways to play it now, especially on modern systems, but I don't know, I like playing things natively now. I don't know why. And then we have my relatively small PS1 collection. We got the first Rayman. This is the first game I got for the PS1. Yeah, it's as hard as everybody says. So this might have been a mistake, but whatever, I love Rayman. So South Park. I don't know, I'm a South Park fan and I love the RPGs, but I only got this because it's just a weird novelty to me. Just how ominous this game is and how strange it all is. The next Tetris. Okay, a bit of a backstory. For my birthday this year, we went to this retro store called E-Starland. I know there's a couple of those around, but this was the closest one in my area, and even then it was 30 minutes away from where I live. I'm not letting you know where that is exactly because I don't want people boxing me. But so it was at that moment, rummaging through the PS1 games for something I wanted, where I realized I'm not that into the PS1. I'm sorry, I'm not interested in a lot of games they have on there. So I just picked this one up as it's safe that Tetris is always fun no matter what version you're playing. And finally, MotorTune Grand Prix. I only got this because I like the cartoony aesthetic of it. It's a bit of a harder game to find because not a lot of people know or care about this game. And it's incredibly short. There's only one Grand Prix with 5 tracks total, 5 unlockables as well, so only 10 tracks total. But I don't know, it's still fun. Kinda wish they kept this one going, to be honest. But the people who made this went on to make Gran Turismo, which was PlayStation's highest selling series of all time. So yeah, it's no wonder they don't continue this one. Still, I would like at least a remaster of it with improved visuals with the cartoony aesthetic. That would look beautiful, I think. But till then, I'm happy just having this one. So yeah, that makes up the bulk of my collection, to be honest. And I can't help it. The PS2 has just a lot of games on it, both exclusive and third party. So yeah, now let's move on to the last thing here. And rounding out my collection is my very cheap Wii that looks like somebody peed on it. Yay. No, I don't think it's on this side. Here we go. Yeah, it's got a lot of yellowing on it, so it just looks like somebody peed. But yeah, this is my newest entry into the collection, and there's not a lot I got for it right now. But let's just go over these. So this came with Lego Indiana Jones. I haven't popped this in, and Wii Play, which is just in this plastic, in this little card envelope. And I don't know if I want to bother getting a case for this, because this is really the type of game you want to preserve like that. I don't know. And then the next games I got were Mario Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I know this is the divisive one, but I don't know. I like it. And just after being so used to Ultimate, it's interesting going back and seeing how much these moves changed and how different the series was back then. New Super Mario Bros. Wii, the safe one. Monster Jam, again, another game I wanted as a kid but could never get, so I only bought this one to fulfill some sort of childhood dream. GoldenEye, I don't know, I heard from a Scott the Woz video this game is pretty good, so I picked it up. And, funny story about that, actually. It came with a free balloon. Yeah, the person selling this to me, I guess, didn't have any bubble wrap lying around and needed to pack it with something, so they just put it in a big box with this partially deflated balloon. And I've kept it for months at this point because, come on, free balloon, that's awesome. And next, other stuff I got at E-Star Land when I had to go back there to pitch the PS4 controllers. Got Metal Slug Anthology, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, I don't have the second one yet. SpongeBob Truth or Queer, and Wario Land Shake It. This one I thought was going to be harder to find, really, but it's actually not that rare, it just didn't sell very well, but this game's pretty good. I haven't played many of the Wario Land games, but I'm really glad I picked this one up. For the art style, if nothing else. And, this is a little awkward, isn't it? So the only reason I got that was an excuse to play GameCube games, because I really wanted a GameCube, but they're way too expensive. And the games are way too expensive. So these two are some of the cheaper ones I could find. I would never normally play any EA Sports game, but this one came with Super Punch-Out. That's it. That's the only reason I bought this. And it's also funny looking at these tiny discs in real life. You see it all the time in videos, but actually owning it's pretty interesting. But yeah, this is it was like $12 because no one cares about this except me. I only bought it for a Super Punch-Out. Here's Soul Calibur, a decent fighting game. Again, haven't gone that far. I only bought it for Link being in there. Also, it being fairly cheap. And finally, this might actually be the rarest game I own, I'm not sure. The Zelda promotional disc that comes with Zelda, Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. Why did I get this? Because I want to try more Zelda games and an excuse to have a GameCube game. So I got this one, I think it was around $60, so pretty pricey. This and Mario 3D All-Stars are probably the rarest games I own. But even then, it's not like they're hard to find, they're just a little hard to find for a good price. But it's interesting owning this one since it was never meant to be released to the public. It was only, well, never meant to, when I say that I mean it wasn't meant to be sold on its own. And it was only meant to be sold with GameCube bundles, but here I am. Right here. So yeah, that kind of covers that. So yeah, that covers my current game collection. I got a few gaming plushies too, but that's not really worth mentioning. It's just some decoration pieces. As for other games I want to get, or other consoles, all I really want is a 3DS, so I can play about that, and DS games. Yeah, that's about it. I don't really want to play every single game ever made. I don't have room for that, I don't have time for that, and I'm just not interested in every game ever made. So I only really collect what I actively want to play. So yeah, those for I'm not sure if I'm gonna make this a yearly thing, like with the DVD videos, because it's a lot of hassle to set up for me, a lot of cleanup I have to do, and a lot of money down the drain as well. So we'll see, but yeah, I got one more video planned for the year, relatively Christmas themed. But for now, until the next time I decide to upload, see you, viewer.